dive into the chilling true story of the Singh family murders, a case riddled with suspicion, hidden motives, and a desperate fight for survival. Was Garret Singh a grieving survivor or a cold-blooded killer? On April 28, 2019, the tranquility of a Lakefront, Ohio residential complex was shattered by a horrific crime. 4 members of the Singh family were brutally murdered inside their apartment, leaving behind a scene of unimaginable violence. Neighbors, jolted awake by the sound of gunshots, immediately called the police, unaware of the dark secrets about to be unearthed. Police officers arrived to a scene that defied comprehension. The apartment showed no signs of forced entry or struggle, yet the carnage within was undeniable. Amidst the horror, they found a single survivor, Garret Singh, a family member, visibly distraught and seemingly in shock. His initial statements were fragmented, offering only a glimpse into the nightmare that had unfolded. The first 911 calls painted a picture of chaos and desperation. A man, later identified as Garret Singh, frantically ran from door to door, begging neighbors to call for help. His voice, trembling with fear and grief, conveyed the unimaginable horror he claimed to have witnessed. "They're all dead," he cried. "My wife, my parents, they've been murdered." Westchester Police Department patrols arrived to find Garret Singh waiting outside the family's apartment, covered in blood. As officers placed him in handcuffs, he desperately tried to explain that he had found his wife dying and attempted to give her water. Was this the act of a loving husband or a carefully constructed performance? As the minutes ticked by, Garret began to provide more details, painting a picture of horror. He recounted returning home to find the front door wide open and discovering the lifeless bodies of his family members. He claimed to have tried to revive them, but his efforts were futile. Inside the apartment, officers discovered a scene of unspeakable violence. Amarjit Kaur, Garret's aunt, lay in the hallway, shot twice in the head. Shalinderjit, Garret's wife, was found in the kitchen, killed by 3 gunshots. In the dining room, Shalinder's mother, had suffered multiple head wounds. Hakikat, Shalinder's father, lay in the bedroom, shot 8 times in the head. A burned pan of tea on the stove, and a functioning smoke detector added to the macabre tableau. Forensic examinations revealed that 16 shots had been fired, all from the same 9mm handgun. The weapon was nowhere to be found in the apartment. There were no signs of a cleanup attempt, no traces of blood in the sinks or on the countertops. The lack of forced entry raised a chilling question. Had the killer been invited in? Investigators began to interrogate Garret Singh, who appeared to be in a state of shock and responded slowly to questions, showing signs of confusion. Garret explained that he worked as a truck driver and had left home in the afternoon to check on his semi-trailer truck. Upon his return, he found his family massacred. During the interrogation, Garret repeatedly asked to speak with his children, who were having dinner with a cousin. He recounted leaving home in the afternoon to work on his truck, parked on Mauser Road, and stopping for gas before returning home. But inconsistencies in his story began to emerge, casting a shadow of doubt on his innocence. Investigations revealed that Garret Singh was facing a precarious financial situation and had been arguing with his father-in-law regarding an inheritance in India. Furthermore, it emerged that Garret had been involved in an extramarital affair. These revelations painted a picture of a man with motives for murder. The trial, which began in October 2022, was a roller coaster of twists, turns, and conflicting testimonies. The defense argued that Garret was innocent and that the family had been the victim of a settling of scores related to his father-in-law's business in India. The prosecution, on the other hand, presented evidence linking Garret to the crime scene and pointing to a financial and passionate motive. After hours of deliberation, the jury was unable to reach a unanimous verdict, resulting in a mistrial. A second trial was held in 2024. This time, Garret Singh was found guilty and sentenced to death. The case is currently under appeal, leaving the final chapter of this tragic story yet to be written. "Help me!" he pleaded, a desperate whisper masking something far more sinister. Garret Singh, in the immediate aftermath of his family's massacre, presented himself as a man broken by grief, a husband and son in mourning. He painted a picture of idyllic domesticity, a harmonious multi-generational household where disagreements were non-existent. "We never argued," he insisted vehemently, not even a normal argument. His narrative was meticulously crafted, a calculated deception designed to deflect suspicion. He spoke proudly of his father's past business ventures, his own successful trucking enterprise, and the unwavering fidelity within his family. "It doesn't happen in Punjabi culture," he declared resolutely, dismissing any insinuation of marital infidelity. Yet despite his efforts, beneath the veneer of composure, cracks began to appear. The facade crumbled miserably when confronted with tangible evidence. When detectives requested a simple gunpowder residue test and his blood-stained clothing, Garrett's demeanor shifted dramatically. "My family has been killed! I want to go to my kids!" he erupted, his pleas turning into angry demands. His resistance escalated into open defiance. He categorically refused to cooperate, loudly demanding a lawyer, his words laced with anger and suspicion. "Arrest me! Do what you have to!" he challenged arrogantly, his carefully constructed narrative shattering under the weight of scrutiny. "I thought it was an accident," he stammered with a trembling voice, his tone betraying a desperate attempt to maintain control. The search warrant was executed, stripping him not only of his blood-stained garments, but also of his composure. He was detained for hours, his outrage palpable, as investigators meticulously documented every detail of his person and his belongings. Every piece of evidence, no matter how small, was crucial in piecing together the puzzle. The investigation revealed a life far removed from the picture of domestic bliss he had so carefully painted. Garret Singh, the breadwinner, the dutiful son-in-law, was revealed to be a man burdened by financial strain, a man who had pressured his father-in-law to sell valuable land in India, a man whose relationship with his wife and her family was far from amicable. The victims, remembered for their kindness and devotion, became symbols of the brutal betrayal. Shalinder, the loving mother, Amar, the gentle aunt, Parm, the adoring grandmother. Their lives, violently extinguished, fueled the community's outrage, shocked by the ferocity of the crime. Their memories served as a constant reminder of the injustice that had been committed. The discovery of the murder weapon, submerged in the lake behind the apartment, solidified the suspicion against Garret Singh. A witness's account of gunshots followed by a splash in the water led to the recovery of the 9mm handgun, its serial number deliberately removed, a clear attempt to erase traces. This discovery was a major blow to the defense's case. The defense's attempt to deflect blame onto the Indian land mafia was a desperate gamble, a last-ditch effort to save Garret from conviction. They painted Hakikat, Garret's father-in-law, as a man entangled in dangerous dealings, a target for shadowy figures. But the circumstantial evidence against Garret Singh was mounting inexorably, painting the portrait of a man driven by greed and desperation, a man capable of committing a heinous crime to achieve his goals. The defense's strategy took a dramatic, almost surreal turn in an attempt to divert attention from Garret Singh. They conjured an image of the infamous Indian land mafia, an entity shrouded in mystery and power, as the true puppet masters behind the massacre. They argued that Hakikat, Garret's father-in-law, had fallen into a dangerous web of financial intrigue, and that his shadowy connections had led to the tragic end of the family. Any suggestion of a possible financial motive involving Garret was forcefully rejected, replaced by a narrative that painted him as a successful and economically stable man. Despite the defense's efforts, the evidence against Garret Singh proved too overwhelming. The jury found him guilty, delivering a verdict that brought a measure of closure to the community. But the questions linger. What truly drove Garret Singh to commit such a heinous act, and will justice ultimately prevail? The initial narrative was shattered by a bizarre twist. 3 masked men, wielding baseball bats, allegedly stormed the Singh apartment on that horrific night. Garret claimed he narrowly escaped, only to return and discover his family slaughtered. This sudden revelation, absent from his initial interrogations, cast a long shadow of doubt. The prosecution pounced on this glaring contradiction, painting Garret as a master manipulator. The absence of any mention of these assailants during hours of questioning raised serious questions about his credibility. The meticulously reconstructed timeline of events painted a damning picture. Cell phone data, GPS tracking and surveillance footage placed Garret near the apartment complex just minutes before the murders. A seemingly innocuous phone call to his cousin, promising to pick up his children, became a chilling premonition of betrayal. He arrived at the apartment at 9:09 and 40 seconds, yet his 911 call didn't come until 9:40. This unsettling half-hour gap became a focal point of the investigation, fueling suspicions and raising disturbing questions. What transpired during those crucial minutes? The defense scrambled to counter the mounting evidence, arguing that the gunshot residue on Garret's hands was merely the result of him holding his deceased wife. They claimed the bloodstains on the back of his shirt exonerated him, suggesting he wasn't the shooter. Their expert even asserted that the absence of bloodstains from the other victims on Garret's person proved his innocence. But the prosecution skillfully dismantled these arguments, revealing a motive steeped in betrayal and greed. The forensic evidence, while complex, ultimately pointed towards a single horrifying conclusion. Was the defense grasping at straws, or was there a genuine possibility of reasonable doubt? Shalinder, Garret's wife, had stumbled upon a $20,000 check made out to Neve Kiran, her husband's mistress. Further investigation revealed that Garret had also provided Neve with a new vehicle. Shalinder had confronted him about the money, but he had refused to reveal the true nature of his relationship with Neve, who also lived in the same neighborhood where they were building a new home. Neve herself testified to a romantic relationship with Garret and his financial support. She even revealed that Garret had asked her to marry him if he were single, a further stab in the heart for Shalinder. This illicit affair became a crucial piece of the puzzle, revealing a potential motive for murder. In their closing arguments, the prosecution urged the jury to reject the defense's absurd theory and hold Garret accountable for his actions. They emphasized the overwhelming evidence, the gunshot residue, the lies about his arrival time, and the financial motive fueled by his extravagant spending on his mistress. They pointed out the absurdity of the defense's masked men theory, questioning why Garret had never mentioned them before. Despite the defense's attempts to sow doubt, the circumstantial evidence pointing directly to Garret Singh was irrefutable. The jury was left with a difficult decision: to condemn a man based on circumstantial evidence, or to allow a potential killer to walk free. The investigation delved into the minutiae of Garret Singh's actions, or rather, his inactions. There were no frantic searches for weapons, no desperate attempts to erase the bloody tableau left behind, no digital breadcrumbs leading to his mistress, no triumphant messages declaring their newfound freedom. The digital void was deafening. 25 electronic devices, meticulously searched, yielded nothing. Against the state's 41 witnesses, the defense offered a solitary forensic expert. Garret Singh himself remained silent, refusing to take the stand. His silence spoke volumes, leaving the jury to speculate about his guilt or innocence. The jury, after a grueling period of deliberation, remained deadlocked. A request for a transcript of the blood expert's testimony was denied, fueling tensions. The jury room erupted in chaos, with accusations of insults and intimidation. One juror, feeling unsafe, penned a desperate plea to the judge for removal, a request that was callously dismissed. Garret Singh, now indigent, his wealth evaporated, found himself with a public defender. The defense's narrative underwent a radical transformation. Gone were the masked men and baseball bats, replaced by a theory that Garret was an intentional survivor, left alive to take the fall. He did not pull the trigger, they argued. Someone else orchestrated this crime. The verdict, swift and unanimous, sealed Garret Singh's fate, guilty on 4 counts of first-degree murder. The judges, finding no mitigating factors, imposed the death penalty. The tragic saga of the Singh family had reached its devastating conclusion. If you've been captivated by this descent into the crime depths, then be sure to delve further into the world of true crime with more stories on Into the Crime Depths. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth explorations into the cases that haunt us. Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. What do you believe truly happened that fateful night?